Hello everyone, welcome to class. I hope you can see the screen, right? So last class what we did, we basically did problems on domain. Okay, I hope you have done problems on domain from our study material. Okay, if you have doubt you can ask. So we are moving forward and we are starting properties of inverse trigonometric function. Okay, so first property. Okay, first property we'll do. Okay, basically this property is minus x based property. Okay, minus x based property will do. Okay, all right. After this, what we have basically two types of function. Okay, basically we have six inverse trigonometric functions, right? So in six inverse trigonometric functions, we have three odd functions and three neither even nor odd functions, right? So first odd function that we have is sine inverse. Okay, so for odd function we know what happens, minus simply comes outside. Okay, then second odd function we have is tan inverse. Okay, it will happen same for this one also, again minus will come outside. Okay, and the third odd function is cosec inverse. Okay, same to same, minus will come outside. Okay, I hope you are getting this. That's a very easy thing. Okay, proper derivation, okay, we'll do. Proper derivation we'll do. Okay, you can also understand that's odd function, that's why negative is coming outside. Okay, but using inverse trigonometric function and trigonometric function we'll do the derivation also. Okay, so if you want to see the domain, basically it's sine inverse x written, so the domain will be simple mod x less than equal to 1. Okay, same here, x belongs to R because tan inverse x written. Okay, and cosec inverse x written, that's why mod x greater than equal to 1. Okay, it will be simple like this. Now for neither even nor odd, we have this cos inverse. Okay, first one. So for cos inverse, what do we know? We know this thing, we'll derive this thing. Okay, don't worry, we'll derive this thing, pi minus cos inverse x. Okay, and domain if you talk, mod x less than equal to 1. Then next thing is we have cot inverse x. Cot inverse x is pi minus cot inverse. Okay, and mod x is what? There is no mod x, basically it's x belongs to R, right? For tan inverse and cot inverse, x belongs to all real numbers. And the third and the remaining one is sec inverse minus x. Okay, so sec inverse minus, same to same, these derivations will do. Okay, you don't worry about this, mod x greater than equal to 1. Okay, all right. So derivation if you want to see, okay, proof how this came. Okay, one I will do from this side and one I will do from this side. So proof is very easy. See, take this one as theta. Okay, if this one is theta, then this is sine theta. Okay, then x equal to, move the minus this side. Okay, so minus sine theta. Okay, what is this? Basically minus sine theta is sine of minus theta. Okay, little trigonometry I used, I hope you understand this thing. Okay, now again you can write this one like this. Okay, sine inverse x equal to minus theta. So theta, what is coming from here? It's sine inverse minus sine inverse x. Okay, this is coming theta. See, this is theta and this is also theta. Means they will be equal. So what is coming here from these two? Okay, theta and theta, sine inverse minus x equal to minus sine inverse x. Okay, means it's very basic. Okay, nothing we applied. There's just one concept. Okay, on this place. Okay, and very easy concept, it's nothing here. Now one derivation we'll do from this side. So cos inverse minus x. Okay, same to same start, take this one as theta and minus x equal to cos theta will come. Same to same, x equal to minus cos theta, right? So after this, see, minus cos theta, what is basically this cos is basically neither even nor odd. Cos is also neither even nor odd, so it will be what? It will be cos pi minus theta. Okay, see minus theta you can write sin minus theta, but minus cos theta you cannot write cos minus theta, right? Means this is trigonometry. I hope you know this kind of trigonometry. So minus cos theta, how to write? Cos of pi minus theta, that line. After that, same to same, cos inverse minus x equal to pi minus theta. So theta, what is coming from here? Pi minus cos inverse. Okay, so theta from here, put theta from that side. Cos inverse minus x equal to pi minus cos inverse x. Okay, as simple as that. Okay, this was property number 1. Okay, very basic property, very easy property. There was nothing to do. Okay, remaining proof, okay, they can also be done by same thing. There was nothing extra, same thing you have to use for remaining proof. Okay, but we are not doing, basically both are same. So where we will go? We will go to next property. Okay, property number 2. Okay, so property number 2 is what? Sum of all complementary ITF. Okay, sum of all complementary ITF is always pi by 2. Okay, complementary ITF means what? Sin inverse and cos inverse are complementary to each other. Okay, so when you add sin inverse x plus cos inverse x, okay, what you will get? You will get pi by 2. Okay, it's very basic thing that sin inverse and cos inverse are complementary. Okay, similarly tan inverse and cot inverse, okay, they will also give pi by 2. Similarly sec inverse x and cosec inverse x are complementary to each other. Basically okay, so they will give what? Pi by 2. Pi by 2. Okay. Okay, so if you want to see the value of x, okay, sin inverse cos inverse given, x mod x less than equal to 1 means x belongs to minus 1 to 1. Similarly tan inverse x and cot inverse x, what will be that? X belongs to r, and cosec inverse, it will be mod x greater than equal to 1. Okay, it's a very basic thing. Okay, proof we will also see, but before we will see the proof, okay, there is one thing you need to understand, that how to think in the problem. Sometimes according to problem, okay, you have to think like this one, that sin inverse is what? Pi minus cos inverse. Okay, see, sin inverse is what? Pi minus pi by 2 minus cos inverse, that like you have to think, or cos inverse x equal to pi by 2 minus sin inverse x. Okay, means all for them like this. Okay, all for this, that like you have to think. Okay, in problems you have to use this thing, or sometimes sin inverse x given, so you have to think what? You have to make another cos inverse. Sin inverse plus cos inverse will be pi by 2. Okay, like that. So proof we have to do. Okay, first proof I will do. Okay, and remaining 2 will be same to same. We have to use what to do? Sin inverse x equal to theta. So x, what is coming? Sin theta. Okay, so we need cos. Basically we are seeing here we need cos, so try to convert this sin theta into cos theta. How to convert? Cos pi by 2 minus theta, right? Sin theta is cos pi by 2 minus theta, so convert this thing is cos inverse x equal to pi by 2 minus theta. Okay, this minus theta moving this side. Okay, so what you will see? You will see this thing plus theta equal to pi by 2. Okay, so theta we have. Okay, so theta we are putting sin inverse x plus cos inverse x equal to pi by 2. Okay, very means very easy derivation that was. Okay, I mean there is nothing given. Okay, it's just time pass, very fast time pass property is given. So we'll do one problem here. Problem given what? Sin inverse x is greater than cos inverse. Okay, what do we have to find? We have to find x. Okay, so sin inverse x greater than equal to greater than cos inverse x given. Okay, so what to do? you use this formula. Okay, if you add cos inverse to both sides, okay, if you add cos inverse to both sides, addition has no effect on inequality, so you add cos inverse or you add sin inverse, any one of them you can add. Okay, so we are adding cos inverse x to both sides. Cos inverse x we are added, so this becomes 2 times cos inverse x, right? So a sin inverse x plus cos inverse x we saw right now, it is pi by 2, okay, and 2 cos inverse x. Okay, so cos inverse x, how much coming? Less than coming, right? Pi by 4. Okay, divide by 2. So when you take the what was that? You take cos both side. Okay, cos both side. When you take, this will become x, but okay, and this will become cos of pi by 4. Okay, there is one small thing you should know, what that cos. Okay, cos is a decreasing function in 0 to pi. Okay, so for a decreasing function, when you take cos, what will happen? Inequality will reverse. Okay, inequality changes. So x greater than pi by 4 coming means x greater than 1 by root 2 coming. Okay, so for x greater than 1 by root 2, right? So that's not your complete answer. Okay, you have to make it complete. Okay, so we are using what? Okay, this answer came from cos inverse. So you have to think about the domain of cos inverse x again. Okay, see, this cos inverse x came from this answer that we have is came from cos inverse x, right? So sorry, it's coming what? 1 by root 2. Okay, greater than 1 by root 2 means what? 1 by root 2 to infinity. No, it's not like that. First of all, this answer came from cos inverse x, so you have to think about the domain of cos inverse x. Okay, according to cos inverse x, okay, x belongs to what? Minus 1 to 1. Okay, so the final answer will be, okay, that's our wrong thing. Okay, so final answer will be intersection of these two. Okay, so what is intersection coming? 1 by root 2 open interval to 1. Okay, that like clear. See, this answer came from cos inverse x, so you have to think about the x. Okay, x for cos inverse belongs to minus 1 to 1. Okay, so final answer will be intersection of these two. Keep this in mind, that's very important. A greater than 1 by root 2 means what? 1 by root 2 to infinity? No. You cannot put, let's say you put 2. You cannot put 2 here because 2 comes from this interval, but you cannot put cos inverse 2. See this, you cannot put cot inverse here. Okay, because for this thing, for cos inverse, this thing belongs to minus 1 to 1. Okay, I hope this question is clear. That's one of the good questions which clears your concept. Okay, see, whenever cos inverse given, okay, so always you have to think about the domain, the range. Okay, this thing you should see always. Okay, so moving to the property number 3. Property number 3 is basically you will look like this. Okay, it will look like the trigonometric function outside, inverse trigonometric function inside. Okay, that kind of thing you will see. So first one is y equal to sin inverse x. Okay, so basically what will happen, always remember this thing, whenever sin inverse coming means outside trigonometric function and inside trigonometric function. Okay, just like this, you cancel both of them and directly write x. Okay, same for cos inverse, same for tan inverse, cot inverse. Okay, means for all 6 trigonometric function you can do. But what is condition? Trigonometric function outside, inverse trigonometric function inside. Okay, so for domain and range we have to think. Okay, ultimately try to see what is this written. Ultimately y equal to x written here. Okay, y equal to x written. That thing we'll talk later. Now see here, first what we are saying, basically we are saying what? Sin inverse x. Okay, so x is what? X should belongs to the domain of sin inverse. Basically sin inverse x written, so x belongs to domain of sin inverse. Okay, so what is domain of sin inverse? Mod x less than equal to 1. Okay, and y equal to x we are seeing, so y also belongs to mod y less than equal to 1. Okay, it means what? What is this? It means x belongs to minus 1 to 1 and y also belongs to minus 1 to 1. Okay, that like. So graph we'll see, okay, but you have to see one thing that you have to keep in mind, that graph that you will draw is basically you have to draw y equal to x, and you have to take on graph only from -1 to 1, from -1 to 1, okay, because x and y both belongs to -1 to 1. So your graph goes from only -1 to 1 up to -1 to 1. And whose graph you have to draw? Basically you have to draw only y equal to x. Okay, if you understand, that's good, but we'll draw the graph, and I hope I am clear that you will understand. Okay, what I said, you have to draw the graph for only -1 to 1. Okay, for x value we are writing, okay, this is -1, this is +1. For y value this is -1 and this is +1. Okay, on inside this thing only the graph you have to draw. Okay, only inside this. -1, 1, -1 and 1. Okay, only inside this y equal to x you have to draw. So draw it. It's a very basic graph, y equal to x. Okay, basically it is sine of sine inverse x. This is also what? Sine of sine inverse x, and this is also y equal to x. Okay, see, same to same. Okay, same to same for y of cos inverse x. Okay, so this is also cos of cos inverse x. Moral of the story is what? Trigonometric function outside, inverse trigonometric function inside, simply cancel without thinking anything. Okay, so moving to the next part of this thing. What was that? Y equal to tan inverse x. Okay, this will be x, we know. Okay, so think about the x is basically coming from tan inverse. So for tan inverse, what we know, x belongs to R. Okay, and ultimately we are seeing y equal to x, so y also belongs to R. So y equal to x graph you have to draw from, okay, from where you have to draw. Okay, what is interval of x and what is interval of y? Okay, all real numbers, means -infinity to infinity. Same to same for cot of cot inverse. Okay, same to same for cot of cot inverse. See it. All real numbers. Okay, there is no restriction on x, there is no restriction on y. Okay, that's your graph. What is this? Y equal to cot, simply y equal to x I am writing. Okay, you understand that what they are. Okay, that's your graph. Very easy, if you understand one of them, okay, then you can understand every one of them. So next, you know what we are going to draw? We are going to draw cosec inverse x. Okay, basically this will be x, and you understand what is x. X will be mod x will be greater than equal to 1. Similarly, mod y also greater than equal to 1. Okay, greater than equal to 1 means what? In case you don't remember, it is -infinity to -1, union 1 to infinity. Okay, same to same for y also, -infinity to -1, union 1 to infinity. Okay, means what? The graph belongs to only -infinity to -1 and 1 to infinity, not in between them. Okay, and same to same for sec of sec inverse x. So see the graph, same basic graph. Whose graph we have to draw? Basically we have to draw graph of y equal to x. Okay, all right. So let's say this is -1 and this is +1. Okay, this is -1, sorry, this is +1 and this is -1. Okay, see this is -1, this is 1, this is also -1, and this is 1. So x belongs to what? Minus infinity to -1 means x will belongs to only this side, and 1 to infinity this side. Okay, means in between this there is no graph. Okay, between -1 to 1. Same to same for y. Okay, this side and this side, not in between this, means there is no graph inside this rectangle. Okay, this thing is clear. There is no graph inside this rectangle. So y equal to x graph we have to draw, and we have to draw outside this. Okay, this is y equal to x outside. Okay, inside we are not drawing. Inside this square we don't have to draw, only the outside part we have to draw. Okay, that's all. This is y equal to x graph outside -1 to 1. Okay, it's a very basic graph. There is nothing to show. Okay, so all these things we saw. Okay, all these things we saw. There are some of the misconceptions every student has. Okay, means not misconception, basically they don't see it. Okay, means examiner can they can make you do the mistake. Okay, just like they gave one example. Okay, sine inverse 1/2. Okay, so what I said, outside trigonometric function, inside inverse trigonometric function, you just write 1/2. Okay, that's no problem. Okay, that's no problem. That answer is correct. Okay, why that answer is correct? So you have to think about the x also, means whatever answer you are writing, okay, does it belongs to -1 to 1? Whatever answer you are writing, okay, does it belongs to -1 to 1? So yes, 1/2 belongs to -1 to 1. But let's say examiner gave you this thing, okay, and you wrote 2, then you will be wrong. Okay, why? See, sine inverse 2 written. Sine inverse 2 never defined. Okay, it's never defined. Because what we know, the answer should only belongs to -1 to 1, and also the domain of sine inverse belongs to only -1 to 1. Okay, means this number, whatever written with sine inverse, always belongs to -1 to 1. Okay, means this thing is what? Not possible. Okay, means sine inverse 2, this question is wrong. There is nothing 2 or -2. This question is wrong. Okay, same for these things also. You means examiner can basically sometimes these kind of things they do. Okay, all right. So 3 properties we saw. Okay, very basic. So I will do some problems also. Okay, some basic problems we are going to do. Y equal to sine pi/3 minus of sine inverse -1/2. Okay, that's a problem given, so we have to find this value. See, first thing what we are seeing, we have to find the value of sine inverse -1/2, right? Sine inverse -1/2 we have to find. So sine inverse -1/2, there are so many ways to find out. First of all, you should understand sine inverse given, so output only belongs to -pi/2 to pi/2. Okay, so there are some students, they can directly answer this is -pi/6. Okay, -30 degree. There are some students who has some problem. So how to do? See, for what we are seeing here, minus given. Okay, for sine inverse is odd function, property number 1. So minus will come outside. That's a property number 1. Minus will come outside. Okay, so 1/2 given. Okay, so 1/2 you have to think in case of sine. Okay, see, sine inverse given, so we have to think in the terms of sine. If cos inverse given, we have to think in the terms of cos. Okay, sine inverse given, you think in terms of sine. Okay, what is 1/2? 1/2 is basically sine 30 degree. 30 means pi/6. Okay, so you cancel this thing, and if you write -pi/6, okay, see, first of all, whatever you writing, okay, so you have to check that this belongs to -pi/2 or pi/2. Okay, -pi/2 to pi/2, this belongs or not. Okay, that thing you have to check. Okay, clearly we are seeing this belongs to this interval, right? So what is this? Minus plus pi/6, right? 60 plus 30, that's 90. 90 means simply 1. Okay, so what is our answer? Simple 1. Okay, one more problem. Sine inverse x, okay, equal to pi. Okay, we have to find x. Okay, sine inverse x equal to pi. See, common mistake what the students do, they directly write x equal to sine pi and sine pi equal to 0. Okay, x equal to 0. That's where you are wrong. Why you are wrong? See, what do we know? Sine inverse x equal to pi written, that doesn't mean question is correct written. We know that sine inverse belongs to minus pi by 2 to pi by 2. Okay, so whatever thing given here, that's not possible. Okay, it's not correct given. Means this question itself is not possible. Okay, that's wrong method. Okay, keep this in mind. Okay, that question itself is not possible. Okay, so next problem given sine inverse x plus sine inverse y plus sine inverse z equal to 3 times pi by 2. Okay, so what we have to find? We have to find the value of xy plus yz plus zx. Okay, that thing we have to find out. That's a very good question. First of all, keep this in mind. That's a very superb question, if I say. Okay, so see, what is given question? Question given 3 sine inverses are added. Okay, right? Sine inverses are added, and answer is 3 times pi by 2. Okay, so you have to think, okay, that is it possible to get 3 pi by 2 if you add 3 sine inverse? Is it possible to get 3 pi by 2 if you add 3 sine inverse? Okay, so for one time I am writing the range of sine inverse. Now again think, 3 sine inverse you have to add, and you have to get the answer 3 pi by 2. Is it possible? Okay, and if it is possible, what will be the case? When it will be possible? Okay, so 3 sine inverse added and 3 pi by 2 coming. There is only one case, and what was that? That all sine inverse will give their maximum value. Then only, okay, if any one of them gives any less value, you will not get 3 pi by 2. 3 pi by 2 is coming basically it's basically the maximum value. Okay, 3 pi by 2 is basically a maximum value here. Okay, so every number that is given, okay, everything, okay, it is what? Pi by 2. So x what is coming? Sine pi by 2 means 1. Okay, and y and z are also basically 1. Okay, all three of them are pi by 2. 3 pi by 2 only possible if all three of them gives pi by 2. So you put here 1 into 1 1, 1 into 1 1, 1 into 1 1. Answer is 3. Okay, that's a simple question, but a very good question, which I tell that's innovative problem. Okay, see, that's problem given. There is one more way to write this problem. Okay, what was that? Sine inverse x. Okay, this question can also be given like this, what? Minus 3 pi by 2, right? Minus 3 pi by 2 given means every term has what is value? Minus 3 pi by 2, right? Means they should give what? Their minimum value to get minus 3 pi by 2. Okay, this question I am writing, this one is greater than equal to 3 pi by 2. Okay, so greater than equal to, what is meaning of this thing? It means what? Greater than equal to. Okay, it means either greater than or equal to. Okay, both things may be possible, either greater than or equal to. Okay, so what you have to think? You have to think that 3 sine inverse added, okay, greater than 3 pi by 2 not possible. Even if they give their maximum value, you will reach only up to 3 pi by 2. Okay, so this thing basically, this problem basically changes to only equal to 3 pi. Okay, greater than part is rejected, neglected, whatever. Now, I hope that you understand that question. So moving next problem. next problem given what, if sigma I equal to 1 to 20, sin inverse xi equal to 10 pi. Okay, so what do we have to find? Sigma I equal to 5 to 12 sin inverse xi. Okay, alright, so how to do, what to do, you put the value of I. Okay, what we are saying, sin inverse x1, okay, sigma given, so addition sin inverse x2, okay, and so on up to sin inverse x20. Okay, what is given? That's 10 pi. How we are, what we are seeing, we are seeing 20 sin inverses given. Okay, so previous question that we did, what here, 3 sin inverses given. Okay, and this thing written in terms of pi by 2, right? So what do? You write 10 pi in terms of pi by 2. Okay, writing 10 pi in terms of pi by 2. Now you try to find out that 20 sin inverse given and with 20 pi by 2. It is possible. If it is possible, then how it is possible? So there is one case when they are possible, and what was that? That everyone becomes pi by 2. Okay, everyone becomes pi by 2, then only possible. Okay, that also sin inverse x2, that also sin inverse x3. Okay, means all of them should be equal to pi by 2, then only you will get 20 pi by 2. Okay, so what do we need? We have to add from 5 to 12. Okay, 5 to 12 give, we have to add sin inverse, and all sin inverse have same value, all sin inverse have same value, means we have to add only pi by 2 plus pi by 2 plus pi by 2, right? So how many pi by 2 we need to add from 5 to 12? Total 8 pi by 2s. Okay, 5 to 12 there will be 8 pi by 2s we have to add, means 8 times pi by 2. Okay, what is this? 4 pi answer. Okay, not so tough problem. Okay, so moving to next problem. Okay, sin inverse x greater than equal to pi by 4. Okay, so sin inverse x greater than equal to pi by 4 given, that's no problem. You have to think what, that sin inverse x we also have something, and what is that? Basically we also have a interval of sin inverse, and what is that? Minus pi by 2 less than equal to sin inverse less than equal to pi by 2. Okay, that like you have to think like this. See, this previous question that is given, which question? This question. Okay, sin inverse x equal to pi given, simply don't apply sin both sides. Okay, you think that this is possible or not. Okay, same thing we are doing. You have to think about the interval of sin inverse minus pi by 2 to pi by 2. Okay, so you think about this. What is sin inverse interval coming? Greater than pi by 4 means negative of that cancelled. Okay, greater than pi by 4, what is the intersection coming? You think about this. What is intersection coming? Intersection what is coming? Basically pi by 4 and less than pi by 2. Okay, that's the interval coming. Okay, so how to find out? What do you do? We need simple x alone, so you apply sine both, all the sides. Okay, sine pi by 4. Okay, and one more thing, sine is basically what? Increasing function. Okay, from minus pi by 2 to pi by 2, it's increasing function. So when you apply a increasing function, there is no effect on inequality. Okay, sine pi by 4 is 1 by root 2. Okay, means what is answer coming? 1 by root 2 to 1 closed interval. Okay, one of the basic questions. One similar question, if you want to see greater than equal to pi by 8. Okay, similar question. So again you have to think interval of cos inverse. What is interval of cos inverse? We have 0 to pi. Okay, so final cos inverse that we need is intersection of these two things. Okay, this question given, this we know. Okay, and this condition you have to satisfy always. So what is intersection coming? Greater than pi by 2, cos inverse x is greater than pi by 2 and less than pi. Okay, so again when you take the cos, I already discussed that cos is a decreasing function, interval will change cos pi. cos pi by 2 is 0 minus 1. Okay, means what is interval minus 1 to 0. Okay, greater than minus 1, less than 0, minus 1 to 0. Okay, all right. Okay guys, that was some problems. Okay, so in next class, okay, we'll do some more problems. Okay, and we'll do some more property. Okay, thank you.